Testing. Testing. Hi. Is this, let me make sure it's live. I think it is. I think it's live. Hi, my name's Andrew. It's Ugly Review if I am live. I think it's live. Let me double check. I'm not sure. I don't think it is. Is it live? We good? Is it live? We good? I think we're good. Okay. I think we're good. Awesome. Hi, my name's Andrew. It's Ugly Review. My wife and I just got out of Argyle. And Argyle's really bad. Argyle is really bad. Henry Cavill is barely in the movie. He's barely in the movie. It has nothing to do with Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill is just used. It's almost like he is just used as a device to get you in the seats. Is the camera messed up a little bit? Did that ruin it? Fuck it. Argyle's not a good movie. It can't decide what it wants to be. It's like it can't decide if it wants to be like an action spy thriller or a rom-com or a buddy movie or yeah, it can't decide. It just I don't even know where to start. It's just so confusing. There are so many different elements. There's like elements of like 3 or 4 different movies or 3 or 4 different genres of movies, and they're all just thrown together, all just smashed together in some weird amalgamation that is hard to follow. Makes it very hard to follow. Um, the story. I'm not gonna. There's not gonna be any spoilers in this. I'm gonna do my best to not have spoilers other than Henry Cavill's not in the movie. He's barely in the movie. Sam Rockwell is the best part about the movie. Sam Rockwell's the best part. He's charming. He's funny. You know, for most of the movie, there are times when it just feels like towards the end of the movie, it just gets played out because it's the only thing he's doing throughout the entire movie. Um, but yeah, it starts out. So Bryce Dallas Howard, who I don't know why I don't know if people like her. I don't know if this movie cost $200 million. Oh my God. This movie cost $200 million. Wow. That's a waste of money. Well, we've seen a lot of waste of money coming from Hollywood studios lately. 200 million is a lot of money. And you could see where I guess it went to pay for the stars and all the CGI because there's such an odd use of CGI in this film. There's a scene at the end. I won't. I'll do my best not to spoil anything. You probably aren't going to see this movie anyway. There's a scene at the end, like the final boss fight, kind of, where there's a bunch of oil that gets spilled out onto a floor, and it's all CGI. Like the vast majority of the shots with this oil are CGI oil on the ground, and there's like maybe 1 or 2 shots of close up that might be some kind of liquid on the ground, but it's just CGI oil. And then the stupidest thing in the whole fucking world happens. Bryce Dallas Howard, who I don't know, is just, there's nothing interesting about her. She's just not interesting. She's just not interesting. There's nothing to, I don't know, there's nothing really to latch onto in this movie. Her character, okay, a little bit of a spoiler here. Attaches knives, like combat knives, fighting knives, to the bottom of her boots and starts ice skating. Listen to what I'm saying. They're in a room, like a tanker room, on a ship. On a ship, like an oil tanker. And oil is pouring into this room. And she takes out 2 combat knives, 2 battle knives, whatever you want to call them, and attaches them to the bottom of her boots vertically, and then goes ice skating on the oily floor. And the sound effects make ice noises, like ice skating noises, with ice. And there's this dance number that happens I think right after it. There's a dance number right after it, a dance number. And my wife started laughing, and she turned and looked at me and said, "This is so fucking stupid." Like, we could barely keep it together. My God. So, Bryce Dallas Howard, who's not interesting, she, oh, and Bryan Cranston holds a shotgun like a pussy. He doesn't know how to hold a shotgun. Someone should at least have told him how to hold a shotgun before he was in this movie. He holds the shotgun like a little girl. It's really embarrassing. Bryce Dallas Howard is an author, and she is writing. Henry Cavill is the spy in her books, right? And she's writing these spy novels, and she is basically imagining herself in the spy novels. And it turns out, so she can't figure out how to finish her latest, or the book she's working on now. She can't figure out how to finish it. So her mother, who's played by Catherine O'Hara, who's great. Catherine O'Hara is great. Not really in this movie. Catherine O'Hara is just great. Her mother says, "We'll come visit you." And she ends up going to visit them. She gets on a train. She's going to visit them. And Sam Rockwell shows up and sits down across from her and is a big fan of hers. He's reading the book and notices it's her on the sleeve insert, you know. And he's a spy. And he warns her that her writing, her stories have been so insanely accurate that she's basically predicting the future for an actual real spy organization called, I believe it was the Division. Let me see if it says here. Reclusive author Ellie Conway writes best-selling espionage novels about a secret agent Argyle. However, when the plots of her books start to mirror the covert actions of a real-life spy organization, the line between fiction and reality begin to blur. Excuse me. So, this spy organization that if I remember correctly, is called the Division, wants to get her and have her, I believe it's finish the rest of the book so that they can, I'm trying to remember if, I don't remember if they were trying to catch her to kill her or so she could finish the book and, oh shoot. Like if she could, I have drink and drug addled brain. I was on all sorts of drink and drugs for like 20 years. So excuse me. But they want to get a hold of her basically. I can't remember the exact reason. And Sam Rockwell shows up as a spy to protect her because he knows they're coming. And they end up going on this big adventure, right? And all this stuff. And Sam Rockwell's pretty good in the fight scenes, you know. Some of the hand-to-hand fight scenes are okay. But she starts picturing Sam Rockwell's character as her character, Argyle. So it goes like back and forth between real life him, Sam, and her character, Argyle, Henry Cavill. And that's the only time you ever like see Henry Cavill is when she's having those little moments. Other than that, he's not in the movie. And that's the only time that John Cena's in the movie too. So those two don't get anything to do or work with. So they go and they visit her parents, and I'm not gonna say too much because I'll give it away, because there's just twist after twist after twist in this movie, and it becomes very excessive. I think this movie's trying to be cute, and it overdoes it by a country mile. It's trying to be cute with all the twists and give you, like, a wink and a nod, and be, clever and witty about it, and, throw some humor in there. So it's just like a real, as the Brits would say, it's a real cheeky number. And it's not. It's just so convoluted and confusing. I'm serious. The best way I could describe it is it doesn't know if it wants to be a spy movie, like a spy action thriller, a rom com, a buddy movie, or I don't know. I really don't know. Dua Lipa's in this movie. Oh, she was in the movie for like 5 minutes, if that. Um, I don't know. I'm trying to remember some things that I could, because there's a big twist that comes out, and I can't really say a whole lot without spoiling anything. But basically, the the dialogue isn't garbage. The dialogue's not garbage. The CGI, the CGI is so weird. I don't know. Let me look at something real quick. Overview. Is there like a Wikipedia for this? Where was I want to know where it was filmed. I really have to get a new mic arm. This is getting in the way like crazy. Argo was Argyle filmed on location? Principal photography began the same month in London, with cinematography took place across various locations in Europe. Okay, there's a few, like there's some London shots. There's one where they're out in a vineyard. Oh, which brings me to Samuel Jackson. Samuel Jackson, I bet he got paid $10 million for this movie, and he doesn't do shit. He sits on his ass, watches a basketball game, and drinks wine, and hoops and hollers. And that's it. There's no reason for him to be in this movie. He's just there. I'm pretty convinced that they spent so much money on this movie by paying for the stars to get them in this movie to just get you in the door. Because it's not the movie you think it is. It's not. It's not clever. There's like a few funny lines. Sam Rockwell gives a few funny lines. And there's a few little cute back and forths and whatnot. So the dialogue is not awful. The cat is CGI. Not all the time, but maybe like 70% of the time. But the CGI is so weird because they use it in weird situations for the background and some of the action scenes. And you can tell they used a lot of it, and they used a lot of body doubles and a lot of CGI to mask the fact that Bryce Dallas Howard can't fight. It's pretty obvious, and it doesn't look great. What else? Jesus Christ. It's just not good. It is not good. It's not fun. It's boring. It's way too long. It's probably like 40 minutes too long. It jumps all over the place. It tries to give you the feel of a movie that's, oh, we're going to different locations like a spy movie, and you're supposed to feel like, ooh, I'm being whisked away to all these cool places, except it doesn't use the places very well. It doesn't use the settings. I'm sorry, my throat has been so dry. It doesn't use the settings, landscapes, or anything very well. God. I don't know. I'd have to sit and think about it a little bit more, except I don't want to. Anyway, I'm not going to stay on this for too long, but just spoiler-free, out of the theater review, is it's not a good movie. I honestly don't know if I would rather watch this or hmm. I was trying to decide if I would rather watch this or Rebel Moon. Who I'd probably rather watch this over Rebel Moon. Rebel Moon is really bad. Oh, this is really bad too. Like all of these movies we're getting now, it's not. This movie's not offensive bad. There's like a little. There's okay. There is like some thick undercurrent, um, of this message that they want to send about. I don't know how I can say this without spoiling it. There's this thick undercurrent of this message of being. I can't say it without giving it away. I don't think I'd have to think of it better. I can't do it right now. Um, Almost of someone being oppressed by a system, and then all they have to do is remember who they really are to unlock their true badassery, right? And that's probably not what you think it is. I don't think I gave away too much there. Um, but I probably did. Whatever. That's not the whole thing. There's several big twists that just become excessive. Like all the little twists coming. Oh, and there's this Sam Rockwell at one point gets shot in the chest, like square in the heart, and they come up with some like bullshit thing where he's not hurt because it cleared a 2-inch gap between his heart and his ventricle or his vein. I can't remember what they called it, like the heart pocket or something. And he gets shot in the chest, and it manages to get up and beat the shit out of 2 guys. And then he basically just survives the rest of the movie by dragging himself to a medical supply cabinet that just happens to have 4 or 5 giant syringes that say adrenaline real big on him. And he just jabs himself full of adrenaline, and he's right as rain. He's good to go. And that's it. Oh, and then at the end, one of the diverse characters in the movie sees an untimely death early on, and then makes just the most miraculous bullshit comeback. Just like as soon as you see the thing happen, you go, "Is that really who I think it is? Is that really going to be such and such?" And then it is, and you go. And the thing is, this movie can't decide if it's trying to be like clever and cute with a wink and a nod, or if it's trying to be a little more serious, or if it's somewhere in between. So you don't know how to feel about it. You don't know if it's like, "Oh my God, she made it," or if it's, "Oh, I see what you did there." You know what I mean? It's not either of those things. And it can't decide. So the whole time I'm sitting in a theater, I'm just like, it's like I don't know what to do. I don't know how to feel about this movie. And then something stupid happens. Maybe that's the best way to describe it. No feeling, lots of stupid. I don't know. I don't think it's worth your time. Again, it's not offensively bad. You know, it's just like, what the fuck? It's like, why did you make this way? Like, why did you make this like this? Why would you do that? I don't know. I don't know. Wasn't good. But anyway, that's all I'm gonna say for now. I'm not going to go into like a full breakdown of this. I'm not going to tear this thing apart. It's not, again, like I said, it's not like embarrassing. It's getting there, but not super embarrassing. But I just don't want to waste my time on it. So yeah, there you go. Not good. I'd give it out of 10. I would say I'd give it maybe a 3, just off the top of my head. 3 out of 10. Not good. Not the movie you expect, and not in a good way. Subverts your expectations in a bad way. So, all right, guys. Anyway, that's it. I hope you have a wonderful night. And I will be back as soon as I can with more videos. I'm going to start streaming every Saturday morning for the Ugly Week in Review. So please do like, share, subscribe, do all that. Hit the little notification bell thingy. If you do that, you will get a little notification, hopefully, when I go live and when I drop a video. Mask of Zorro. I'm going to finish recording all of the script audio tomorrow, all of the vocal tracks tomorrow, and then we'll start with video editing either tomorrow night or Monday morning. And I will keep you updated. But anyway, guys, let me see if I can do this smoothly. Probably not. I appreciate all the support. I'm very grateful for it. You guys have a wonderful night. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. And never stop telling stories. Hopefully they're good stories, unlike Argyle.